Hey, this is BlindFox and welcome at my Ration review. Please support the channel, please subscribe and please go donate on patreon.com. So today we are going to do the adventure pack 2, the lunch portion, and this was packed in 2020. And it expires in 2022. I'm not sure if this was packed the second month. I think this is the 11th month and it expires the second month of 2022. But anyway. So let's see. So again, this one was packed during COVID, so there were slight differences in the what you get. We are supposed to get some other granola-ish mix, but we have got peanuts, raisins, and chocolate. This is 273, I think, kcals. I can see if we can zoom in just now. This is very badly printed, but this is the apple isotonic drink. This makes half a liter. Badly printed. It's around, I don't know, 16, something like that, kcals. So this is the chicken casserole. On the website it says chicken and rice. So I'm not sure if this is just a different name or if this is a COVID substitution. But this is 404 kcals and it's 400 grams. So let's see if we can read anything. I'm not sure if we would be able to. Very shiny. Don't know if you can read there, but just too shiny. It's very, very vacuum sealed. This is the worst or the most vacuum sealed thing I've ever seen in the South African rations. This one is just too badly printed. Don't know if you can read there. Some other way there must be English. As I said, a bit badly printed, but... And this is so dark, I can't really read it. Somewhere there also should be English. So, we are going to, this is apple, so let's first see this before we go and mix everything. Or you can't really smell anything there. This is such a weak smell, you can't really smell the apple. Not really apple smell yet, so we will go and mix this. And again, as all these, your main and your drinks is gusseted so that it can stand upright. And if I showed you the spoon yet, but this is a spoon, it's got little teeth there, sort of a little spork. And we've got a serviette and some salt and pepper if we want to use it. And of course the ration heater, it's one of these this time again, one of these bag ones. I'm not really a fan of this because this bag sort of blows up. They really should have, I don't know, cordoned it off a bit, but this is really, sometimes it just blows up and then you can't really heat your food. But I'll see how this heat one works today. There is a tear, so you tear this open. Dump in some water until the fill line, which is somewhere there. And do not eat and do not... Yep. Not to be eaten. I don't know why you would want to eat this, but... Yeah. And there you get the fill line. It's sort of disturbing if you have to put do not eat messages on stuff. But then, especially if it's obviously chemically stuff that you're not supposed to eat. So we'll go and use the ration heater for this. It's just easier for me to do so. And this of course fits easily inside. You just have to squash it flat again so that it takes less space. So while our food is cooking for about 20 minutes or so, 15 minutes, 10 minutes, so let's see. Here we've got our peanuts. Let's see if we can get the hiss. No. It didn't want to hiss. So this stuff was actually so vacuumed. I think it was vacuumed with a hot vacuum. And you will see why. It's literally almost... So here we go. This stuff is literally fused together. Sort of, I think it's between the... It might have gotten a bit hot when they were transferred. Besides that, it was so vacuumed that it's just sort of, it might have been sort of a hot vacuum. And these are just sort of chocolate pieces mixed into some raisins. There should be raisins and some peanuts. So besides from sticking together a bit, this is actually nice. If you really want your muesli more chocolatey, you can dump this stuff into your muesli for breakfast. But the chocolate, although there's just chocolate pieces, the chocolate does melt a bit. And between the stickiness of the raisins and the extreme vacuum seal of the pack, it sort of did melt it together a bit, you can see. But it tastes nice, it tastes chocolatey. You get the crunch of the peanuts, the sweet of the chocolate, and then you get the chewiness of the raisins and the raisin taste. So quite a nice little snack. I'm not sure if there's salt on the peanuts. Because it's so melted together, you don't really get that saltiness. Let's see. Nope, I don't think there's salt on. So this is unsalted peanuts, raisins and chocolate pieces. And the chocolate isn't candied around, so they sort of melt together and then you get a sort of peanutty raisiny clumps, which isn't bad. So this is a nice little snack. So we'll do our apple drink. I've put a cup of water and then I shake the thing. Then I added the rest of the water. I hope I added enough. If you go a bit over the water, I think Dubsy did it in one of his. He used 12 ounces in one of the military drinks that takes a cup, and it's more or less the same, I think, powder. It doesn't taste bad, it just doesn't taste as sweet. So you can get away with using a bit of extra water. There is enough, because this stuff is made sometimes a bit sweet, so if you add a bit more water. Not sure what is a cup in ounces. He used 12 ounces for a cup worth of water, so I'm not exactly sure American ounces how it converts, but there we go. Apple. This smells appley now. Sadly for me, this tastes really like real apple. It doesn't have that artificial apple taste. I'm not a fan of real apple juice, but it's not bad. It tastes like it should taste. As I said, this is still a bit sweet, so you can add a bit more water to tone down the apple taste or the sweetness. It's you get as I said, if you don't have a bottle, this will work because it's a sort of a seal there, a ziplock. It won't really keep. I don't know how much rough handling this thing can take before it opens there, but at least you've got sort of if you've got sort of a clip or something, you can just sort of close it there, and then you've got a makeshift bottle. As I said, this thing takes a bit more than half a liter of water, and it tastes nice. So it's a bit sweet still. I know they make their cool drinks a bit sweet. The good thing about this that is you can always add more water than they say. Now, so this is a nice apple, although I don't like apple, but that's a personal thing. This is still a nice apple. So I will go and check on our food and we will be back when that is ready. So you can see, very saucy. You don't have extra rice or anything here. You can see there's chicken, there's carrots, there's potatoes, and there is green something. I think green beans. I don't know if there is other pieces, but look at these potatoes. Look at these chicken. I don't know if you can see. I think that's a chicken piece. Very, very saucy dish. So I'm not gonna. You can see here. This is the stupidity of this spoon, because it's saucy. All the sauce just want to run out through these little teeth of it. So let's taste. I'm just gonna take a nice bite here and taste. I must say, SERAC's new food is excellent. These grey packets, they are excellent. This is really, the meat of course is a bit dry because it's real chicken, it's not prefabbed. The carrots are very, very soft. The potatoes has got excellent potato structure. It's not soft, it's not hard. It really tasted as if you just made this thing, because it's really not a, if you eat this thing you won't say it was, besides for the little chicken that is a bit dry, you won't say that this was a sort of a packaged food. And it's its taste is sort of sweet tomatoey. If you ever had, is it that SHTF thing? Is it SHTF? It's in the FedEx Douwe and Ration. In a big tin. It's got that same tomatoiness. It's actually very, very good. It's sweet, tomatoey. Definitely some herbs and stuff in there. It's really good. And the potato, excellent structure. Quite nice. So this one I'm not sure, they said chicken with rice on the website. So I'm not sure if this is the normal meal you get in this ration, or if this, as I said, is a COVID substitution. But it doesn't matter if it's a COVID substitution or not. This is really, 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 really excellent food. It as I said, does not taste the can. So for SERAC, and of course SERAC stuff very, very natural. They don't add a ton of preservatives, which means that you don't have an extraordinary long shelf life. You've got about 2-3 years on this, and I would not really, you might go beyond that, but I would not really want to, since, as I said, there's not a lot of preservatives in here. Of course that means that this stuff tastes excellent. You don't have any chemically tasting stuff, although there's sometimes I think sulfur dioxide and stuff in here to keep the color, or to act as a little bit of preservatives. That does not really, you don't really taste that. So excellent new food for SERAC. Really, I'm really impressed with their new 2020 foods. It's really quite good. So you get 400 grams. So this is 404 kcals. I think this is some of the food that's got the least kcals of the SERAC stuff that I think I've had. Can't remember if I had a 300 and something kcals one. But this is I can't remember. So this is 404. This is even less calories than your muesli. But of course your apple, or your this stuff is 200 and something kcal. So this does make up for that little, I wouldn't say lack in calories, but so this brings us to the end of lunch, and I can't really say enough good things about this. The heater worked nicely this time. It didn't blow up as much as the previous one. It heated it all through. Although I've turned it, or tried to turn it once, it does not really, you don't really want to turn it because it really struggled to get it back into the heating pouch. But it really wasn't necessary to turn this. It's fluid enough so that you can just sort of mix it in the heating pouch. Still, you will just burn your fingers a bit, but that's what you get. And again, lovely stew. Tomato is sweet. With because there's such a lot of sauce in here, the dryness of the chicken, sort of, you can ignore that. If you don't mind squashed potatoes, you can always squash this stuff before you serve it or eat it, so that you sort of squash your chicken a bit finer. But along with all of this sauce, the dried chicken doesn't really bother me. As I said, the carrot's very soft, the potatoes still have structure, which is interesting. And of course your apple juice was nice. Or apple isotonic drink. Not as it does not taste as artificial as some apples I had, which is bad news for me because I'm not a fan of apple juice. You of course can add less or more water, then it won't be as sweet as this is now, but I didn't add that much water. I just added about 500 mils as they said I should. You can of course add more. As I said, Dubsy added, I think 12, I don't know how much is a cup in the US, but I think 12 ounces is a bit more than a cup. He added 12 ounces to, as I said, a cup worth of powder. This is 2 cups worth of powder, so quite nice. So this was our dinner, and of course this little peanuts, raisins and chocolates was nice. And sorry, it was lunch. And this was our lunch of the SERAC, the Adventure Pack, Pack 2, packed in 2020. So I'm not sure, I think this is the 2nd of the 11th month, and it expires the 8th of the 12th month, it looks like, in 2022. So this has got roughly a 2 years shelf life. I'm not going to save one of these and try the main after how many years, because I'm not really want to waste food if it doesn't work out, since this is, I mean, this is real natural food and it's so good. So that was our little review. So thanks for watching. Please support the channel, please subscribe, please go and donate on patreon.com, and see you at my next ration review.